So jobs, occupations, vocations, and professions. For some reason, I left the word profession out. Oh, sorry. Oops. Profession out. You know, when we say somebody's a professional soccer player, and of course I'm a great soccer player, but somebody's a professional soccer player, why do we say professional soccer player? For example, Javi's a professional soccer fan.
A player.
He's also a player. But when something is your profession, it's your job. You get paid for it. So a professional artist actually works as an artist, gets paid. So there's another meaning for professional. Of course, professional would mean somebody who's an expert in the field, is really good at something. But basically, a professional person is, that thing is your profession. If you're a professional tennis player, you might be a great tennis player, but not a professional one, in terms of the fact that a professional tennis player would work and get paid for it, whereas just a good tennis player is a great tennis player is a great tennis player. We also use the word professional, meaning somebody's really good at something. Wow, man, I'm pro. Have you heard pro? Like, I'm pro.
Pro. Yeah.
If I'm pro, like I'm pro, dude, I'm pro, dude. So if you're pro, it means that you're really good at something, right? I'm pro. So if you're so freaking pro, that means you're so freaking good at something, right? Javi's pro at what? Now he's a pro burger maker. Yeah? Like no one else. Right? He does so many things. Now we know what profession is. Right? So that's remember we talked about jobs. We talked about occupation. We did not talk about the word profession. And of course vocation. And what's a vocation? When you go to a vocational school, we talk in the topic education, we talk about vocational school. And vocational school and vocational. Yeah, vocation could also mean profession. He's a doctor, that's his vocation. But when you go to vocational school, it's usually for doing practical things, like what we call industrial arts. If you do metalwork, woodwork, if you want to become a locksmith, making locks and keys, work with metal, become a blacksmith, you got to go to vocational school, right? And that's your vocation, the thing you do. Now we'll talk about vocations and jobs like that, and the trades and skills, and other like desk jobs and things of that nature. So what we did is we started with this, and when we started, we talked about so many different types of jobs. We talked about full-time jobs and part-time jobs, right? We talked about working conditions. We talked about the process of getting a job, how you apply for a job, and all that. We talked about employment, unemployment, but there were some words that were left out that I'd like to have a look at right now. So if I'm unemployed, if I'm jobless and homeless, what would I apply for? I go to the government and say, hey, you got to give me some money, right? Because I'm out of work. What is that called? What does the money apply for? Unemployment benefits. Or in the US, we usually call it welfare.
Oh, that's
Here too. If somebody's on welfare, he's on welfare. Oh, you know, I've been out of work for 2 years and I've been on welfare. That means the government pays me and I eat and I walk and I have a lot of fun. So that's on welfare. When you're on welfare, you're getting unemployment benefits. Benefits. The Brits use the word benefits. They wouldn't use the word welfare for this. Now for a British person, welfare would mean being relaxed and comfortable. It doesn't mean, it has nothing to do with unemployment benefits. But for Americans here in North America, welfare has this meaning. So you get unemployment benefits, or welfare. Now, there were some of these words that were left out and I just wanted to share with you. For example, when I make some money every year, which is my salary, that is actually my there's a tax I pay, right? Based on how much money I make. That's called what tax? Income tax, right? So it's based on my income. My income is the money that I make during the year, right? It's my income. And of course, it's like my salary. We also have a word for companies. A company has an income, but the income of the company is called revenue. Yeah? So, of course, when we're talking about companies, this revenue is not necessarily all profit. So you know profit, right? Let's take a look at the word profit. So profit, and if you have the word net profit, because we have gross profit and net profit. Gross. What is gross profit?
Before.
What is the difference between gross and net?
Net is after discount taxes.
Deduction.
Deduction.
After tax deduction. So net is after tax. So we have after tax income. We also call it take home pay, or take home income. Or we call it disposable income. Disposable. So if you hear any of this, good. So good.
I know. Put it right there.
Yeah. It's so hard doing it from. Yeah.
You are pro.
I'm a pro. So if it's after tax, it means, well, what do you do with the tax? Tax what? Tax? Thank you! That's called tax deduction. After tax deduction, right? So when you subtract tax, deduce tax, it rolls after tax deduction. When you take the tax off, Yuko, it's so easy!
Oh, can you say it again?
So easy, right?
Okay.
Is it? I'm like, Yuko, it's so easy. No, I'm so worried about it. Like, I'm like, I want to go to her house, like, hey, Yuko, you can't, come on, I'm behind you, You know what, every time you think you have a problem, something is hard, text me right then. Right on Facebook. I'll answer you right then. I'll do anything. You know CPR? Like, you do this when someone is down, and then you do this, and then that person just gets up. Don't worry about it. So we have after tax. You know, we also have, speaking of tax though, we will talk about tax when we talk about money and tax and all that. We're not talking about tax yet. But just for you to know, it's like when you buy something here in Canada, you pay HST, right? Mm-hmm. Which is a kind of tax for buying things. So when I buy things, it's called harmonized sales tax. Not important what it stands for. But then you say plus tax. If something is plus tax, if I say $80 plus tax, what does that mean? Plus tax. What does that mean?
$80
Plus tax.
without taxes.
Is tax inside $80 or should I pay more?
No, pay more.
I should pay more.
You should pay more? Michael, what do you think?
Pay more.
Claudia, if it's $80 plus tax, is tax inside it or should I pay more?
You must pay more.
Nicole?
I'll pay more.
Everybody says more? Okay.
You didn't ask Javi.
Javi knows it. Javi's in business. And he's so pro. And you know, if he disagrees, he lets you know right then.
Yeah.
Javi,
You should pay tax
more?
more. But include tax?
I hate to agree with you guys. No, but he said it first, even at the beginning. I think I heard something from you. So when it's $80 plus tax, it means yes, you should pay more. But if it says including tax, or it says includes tax, it means tax is inside it. So plus tax means you should pay more. That was just an aside. So your take-home pay, your after-tax pay, or your disposable income, your take-home pay or take-home income, is the money after deduction of tax. Now in Canada, it's terrible because, it's great, the Canadian government, because if you make more money, you should pay more taxes, and your take-home pay would be a lot less. That's called the take-home pay, or the after-tax pay, after-tax deduction. So your take-home pay, your disposable income, would be a lot less than what you actually, not actually, what you make on paper. It looks a lot more. You look a lot richer. So revenue is important because it's the money that a company would make, the revenue of a company. Now we talked about the profit. Of course, the companies in business make profit. Now, net profit and gross profit. Javi? Gross profit was?
Include taxes.
Includes taxes. So when you get rid of the taxes and all that, all the rest of the things, what is a real sheer only profit? That is net profit. Okay? Now we should talk about businesses later on. But anyways. Because now we're not talking about money, taxes, business and stuff like that. So we talked about, I'm not really sure, did we talk about self-employment? Some people are self-employed. If I am self-employed, means I own my business. It means I am my own boss. Claudia only wants to have one boss on top of her.
And Harvey is going to be his own boss.
He's going to be his own boss.
I hope so.
Yeah. I'm going to send this video to Jess's boss and says, Jess's boss is great. She loves her boss
Yes, send to him.
and her job.
Yeah, I love my job, but no.
Her job is so good she wants to change it as soon as she can. Now, so if you have a business, you're a business owner, there's another word for it.
Enterpriser?
Yeah, we have a good word. That was a good word, like business enterprise, business enterprise. Enterprise is like a risky business, like a business. But if you have your own business, you are an entre. It's a French word. And we say entrepreneur, and entrepreneurship. You must be a person with an entrepreneurial spirit. Like entrepreneurial spirit. Some people have entrepreneurial spirit. They are entrepreneurial. They have this entrepreneurial business spirit that is inside. They're entrepreneurs. Now, who is an entrepreneur? This is my morning smoothie. Sweet and not healthy. Good. Great. Yeah. Why don't you have your yucky coffee? It's so yucky.
It's black coffee.
Yeah, it's just black coffee and it's cold.
Americano.
Yeah, I know. Americano. Americans don't usually drink Americano.
You can have if you want.
No. Okay. No. Yeah.
On through? Hat?
entrepreneur, like entrepreneur, who's an entrepreneur? A business owner. And if you have entrepreneurial spirit, that basically means you have the capacity for taking risk. You know, you're a risk taker. I'm not a risk taker. I'm not a risk taker. You should have a high capacity for risk. Do you know risk is also a verb? I risked my life. I risked my life. Now, are you ready to risk your life? Are you willing to risk your life? Now, we're done with this part. So entrepreneur, I want you to remember the word entrepreneur. He's an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
Hadi wants to become an entrepreneur. He wants to own his own business and become his own boss. And of course he doesn't want to share the secrets of his business. That means he means business. When you say I mean business, what does that mean? It means I'm serious. I mean business. So if you say I mean business, it means I'm serious. Now, we talked about all this. Now we do want to talk about different professions. We talked about the process of getting a job. So we want to now talk about different professions real quick. We start with manual jobs, right? Let's start with manual vocational jobs. Do you remember blue-collar jobs?
Mm-hmm.
So what were the blue-collar jobs? The jobs that usually it's manual labor and physical. So we have manual and physical labor, right? Let's start with, once again, manual labor. But the British write it like this, and it sucks, sorry, the Brits, and Americans write it so beautifully like this. So we have manual labor, which is like physical labor. I also talked about something interesting. That was the difference between work and job. And I want to read some of these sentences from here for you, and I'll give it to you later. But I'm a bit nervous. I'm starting a new work or job next week. I'm starting a new job or work. Which one?
Job.
Job. You start a new job. Start a new work? No. I'm starting a new to start a new job. Work? No. Yeah? I hear you're a truck driver. I bet that's hard. That's hard what?
Work.
If I say that's hard, not that's hard work. I hear it's hard, it's hard work. It's hard work. But if I say it's a hard,
Job.
I can say it's a hard job, but it's hard work. Yuka, sounds crazy, right? It is crazy. Why? Why it's hard work? Why? Now, what I want you to do is just follow with the wind and the waves. And don't worry, I'm with you 24/7. Have you had a 24/7 teacher? You can wake up 3 a.m. and send him a text.
Can I?
And he's like, yeah, sure. Any minute, I'm there. Unless I'm drawing on like a certain, weekend. And that was it. And that was after like a few months, like 3 months maybe. So you say, oh, that's hard work. If something's hard work, but it's a hard job, it's a challenging job, it's a great job, it's a whatever job, but it's hard work. I'm looking for part-time. I'm looking for a part-time,
Job.
but I'm looking for part-time work. Okay, so if you're doing a CAE test, which is like the use of English, and it says I'm looking for part-time, so like it's hard work. I don't like part-time.
Jobs.
Now, if it says I don't like part-time I don't like, it's kind of crazy, but I don't like part-time work. If there's no a here, if there's a here, I don't like a part-time job. Then job. You remember, he works full-time. He works full-time, he has a full-time job. She works part-time, she has a part-time job. Yeah? I don't like part-time work. But a part-time job. This is a little confusing. I know. And I'm happy about it. And I'm so sick. I know too. I know that one. I don't really want to go back to after 2 days of fun and drinking. And I don't want to go back to work. You don't say I don't want to go back to job. I don't want to go back to work. Judging by the car he doesn't have, judging by the car he drives, I think he has a very good job. Yeah, Marco? Yeah. Okay, I would love to have a 9 to 5. A 9 to 5 job. A 9 to 5 job. I would like to work 9 to 5. Yeah? And also, I have lots of to do today. Work. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, this was one difference between job and work. Okay. And you know the difference between job and career, right? Oh, by the way, look, the walls are painted very well. The painter has done a what? A great what? Has done a great job. A great job. Oh, he's done a good job. You've done a good job. But man, look, that's a lot of
Work.
That's a lot of work. Oh, it's a lot of work. So basically, look, I know some of them are confusing. Yuko, I know some of them are confusing. The purpose is for you to know that there is a difference between job and work. And next time you hear a conversation and somebody's talking about job or work, you should prick up your ears. Is that job or work? And when you hear it, after a while, it becomes easy. Because these are, look, native speakers in Japanese, you don't sit down and memorize. What do? You hear this all the time. And when you hear and hear and hear, after some time, after 1 year, and then having a boyfriend who's been here 3-4 years, maybe it just, after a while. But basically, if you want to know the main difference between the two, I say, oh man, that's a lot of work. I should work, a lot of work. I have a lot of work to do today. I need a full-time job. Yeah? I go to job or I go to work? I go to work. Yeah? I work a lot. Yeah? I love my job. I hate my job. I hate to work, but I love my job and I hate. Jessica loves her job. She adores her boss. She just said today that he is the best boss in the world, and that she cannot imagine life without him.
Oh,
So,
you sent him.
yeah, I'm sending it to
You
her.
had to send to him.
Claudia can only see one boss on top of her. That's it. Amazing. Okay. I'm gonna stop this.